This is an Awakening Zone presentation, Human Empowerment Radio and Media for the 21st Century and Beyond.
Welcome to this very special edition of the Christmas Turbo Show on Halloween 2012. Take a good, deep, spooky breath as we get this show underway.
I invite each of us, each and every one, to get comfortable in your chair. We invite you to breathe consciously. This is the deep and conscious breath. This breath is the breath of life. The breath that tells your body that you choose life. And as your body fills with this breath of life, feel the energies of consciousness fill you. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Breathe and allow yourself to open to the energies. Breathing, allowing, opening. Breathe. Breathe and feel the compassion that's there for each of us. Breathing the energies of this now moment. Breathing. Breathing in balance and clarity. Breathe. Breathe and open. Breathing deeply, consciously. Allowing yourself to open to this experience with Adamus. This experience for each of us. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Let the energies expand within and expand out.
I am that I am. Adamus of sovereign domain. Welcome everybody to this special gathering from all over the world of those who are on their spiritual journeys, but to take a moment from their daily lives, from their in-depth studies of energy and consciousness, from their integration of the body of consciousness. Welcome to all of you for taking this time to be together in this group on this very special day. For indeed, we will do a DreamWalk. And as I always say before any DreamWalk, it isn't just starting now. This particular DreamWalk started a few days ago. We started gathering the energies. We started feeling into the ones of you who had made a commitment to be here for this special gathering. And for each and every one of you, there is a corresponding angelic being who comes to you today to be with you as you go on this DreamWalk. There is an angelic being from the other realms who understands the death process because they have died before. They have been through this process. They have been trained how to work with those who are transitioned into the other side, who are confused or lost or tormented. They are there in service throughout all the near earth realms and the crystalline realms, all the way to the Bridge of Flowers, in service to humans who are making the transition out of physical body back into their true energy bodies. So for each one of you here today who is listening, if you take a deep breath right now, an angelic being will come to you, one being for each one of you. Take a deep breath. These are angelic beings who are very balanced, who are in service in the other realms. They are not your relatives from this lifetime, but you may have known them in another lifetime. Some of them may be quite new to you, but their energy is in resonance with yours because, like you, they too are in their awakening journey. They too are in service. And they are here today to join our group. So it is not just 1,000 or more humans who are doing this. There are equally as many angelic beings. So take a deep breath and welcome the one who comes to you today to be at your side. Let's take a deep breath, dear Shambhala, as we prepare for our DreamWalk. DreamWalks have been practiced since the ancient times, going back to Atlantis and even towards the ending days of the Lemurian era. DreamWalks are when you allow your consciousness to expand beyond the physical realms into the other dimensions. DreamWalks have been done in Atlantis for death and for birth and for life. They have been done in Egypt. The Egyptians were very skilled in the art of dreamwalker death. They were done by the pagans and the druids, and they are still done by the indigenous ones all around the world who have their ceremonies, who have their processes, who have their DreamWalks in whatever manner they do it. But it's all about guiding into the other realms. When humans consciously do any type of DreamWalk, any type of expansion into the other realms, it helps take away this veil that separates the physical human from the other realms. This veil is really not very thin, but for most humans, they don't even see it. They're not aware of it. So it truly blocks them off from all of the rest of the things that can be enjoyed in life. And every time you do a DreamWalk, every time you expand into the other realms, it helps make this veil thinner. And indeed, while I'm talking about DreamWalks, I would mention the Anasazis. The Anasazi Indians were true masters at this, led by the one called Kuntar, who understood how to traverse between the dimensions with ease and with grace, and understanding there really is no separation, understanding that the other dimensions do not lay out somewhere in what you would call space out in the universe. The other dimensions are coexisting with you right now. But because of this veil, because of the limitation of the 5 human senses and the human mind, you don't perceive what is really there. Imagine truly opening your inner eyes and ears and senses to be able to detect and to clearly see what is going on all around you in the other realms. And please understand that even though the other realms truly exist right within the space that you're in, that most of the time they don't see you either, not unless you want to be seen. But it's not like they're peering in on your world or your reality, because these dimensions have separation going both ways. So the DreamWalk has been done since the ancient times, and it has really only been in the last 300 or 400 years that it has been lost to humanity, other than some of the indigenous tribes that still practice it. But now we have a whole group of humans who are awakening and who are understanding that the DreamWalk can be done again with ease, with grace, with no fear. The DreamWalk allowing you to go between the dimensions while still staying in your physical body. Not doing what you would know as astral projection, not leaving this experience or this realm, but being able to go out and expand into the other dimensions and to come back gracefully. You are helping to open a whole new era of dreamwalking. And here we are, doing a DreamWalk on this day, what you call Halloween, All Hallows Eve, or in some of the religions also called All Saints' Day, which would be tomorrow. And the tradition of this goes far back as well. It is most well known in the Celtic traditions, but it was practiced by the pagans and the Druids, and going back even further than that. And here's the reason. Here is the origins of what you now call Halloween. As the calendar progressed into this time of the year, as the crops were generally in from the fields, as the feeling of winter started coming upon the land, it was known that this time of the longer darkness period, also called the death period, would come over all of the land and all of the people. It was known that the trees would lose their leaves, the grass and the crops would lose their green, they would wither, they would, in a sense, die. But it was also known that they would come back yet again, just like you, my friends. And truly, death is inevitable. Death is something that each and every one of you have experienced before and will experience again. But with it comes new life. This was known to be the time of the doorway of death, or the doorway into the dark season. And the ancient ones did not have fear of it because they also knew that there was a doorway into new life. But it was also practiced back in the ancient times that at this time of the opening of the doorway of death, that there were earthbound beings, ones who never really made the complete transition into death. There were earthbound beings. And it was a time now to give celebration to them, to acknowledge their pain, and to acknowledge that they were indeed lost, not knowing where to go. So the ancient ones called on this day, on the Hallow Eve, on the empty eve, to call out to those who were earthbound, to call out to them in love and in life, and to say it is time to go through the doorway of death, just like the crops and the leaves on the trees. And just like the darkness that comes over the land, it is time now for you to pass through this doorway. So this day was set aside, the opening and the guiding those who were earthbound through that doorway called death, but truly a transition back into the more natural state of their being, back into their true realm. And when these ones were guided back through this doorway of death, these ones who were the earthbound entities, they were greeted there by angelic beings, similar to the ones who are with you today. The angelic beings who understand the human death process, who are there to guide those who are transitioning into the highest realms of consciousness. They're not there to make the earthbound souls go, but simply to be a guide, just like we are going to do today. I have some definitions that I've been asked to review with you today before we take our dream walk. First of all, earthbound. What does that mean? Earthbound is an entity, a souled being who has had a human physical lifetime. And when they go through the death process, they really do not enter in through that doorway of death. So what happens? They're in an in-between zone, a hollow zone. In that zone, they really do not have access to the angelic beings who can help them through death. They do not have a physical body, but they are bound to the earth and bound to their old ways, bound to their families, and to whatever trauma caused them to stay earthbound. Earthbound is a no man, no woman zone. Earthbound is the true haunting, and it happens fairly often. What causes one to be earthbound, not going through the doorway, but no longer yet in physical body? What happens one to stay earthbound is extreme anger. They had anger when they were still in the physical body, whether it was at themselves or with others. So they had extreme anger. And because of this anger, they are literally held like bound to earth, held by the gravitational force of their anger to earth, not transitioning through that doorway. They wander the earth, hungry, tired, lost and confused, and trying to get the attention of somebody, anybody, and therefore they do hauntings. They literally cannot harm you unless they can instill enough fear within you, because fear is what they feed on. If they can instill enough fear within you, they can also create an illusion of control over you. And it is literally your energies that they use to move objects in the room to create supernormal phenomena. It is not them doing it. They are using your energy to do it. They become earthbound also through things like hate. Extreme hatred has the same effect as anger. And guilt. There are literally beings who will not cross through that doorway of death because they have such guilt about things that they've done in their lifetimes that they do not think they are worthy even to go to hell. Certainly not worthy to go through that doorway where they might encounter angels, where they might encounter other beings who have gone before them, relatives, friends, or loved ones. So they stay earthbound. Literally, it is like a gravitational force that is holding them in. It has electromagnetic energy that holds them earthbound. There are those who stay earthbound because they were so deeply in love in what I would call an imbalanced way to one who is still on earth. They cannot possibly imagine letting go. They were jealous, perhaps. They were manipulated by love. They gave what they thought was love, but really giving of themselves to another human so that they did not have any love for themselves. So they stay earthbound to watch over or literally to haunt the one who they left behind. And there are those who stay earthbound because of trauma. It might have been a car accident or dying in a war, or as you've seen recently, in this superstorm that hit the eastern coast of the United States. A sudden traumatic death will sometimes keep a being earthbound because they get very confused. Even though at a very deep level they know even before death that it was their time, there is such a trauma on the human consciousness, such a feeling of being deprived of their life, not being ready to go, having too much unfinished business, being in a state of spiritual shock that they stay bound to this earth. And then, of course, fear. Fear of what's on the other side of that doorway of death. Fear of judgment. Fear of God, fear of hell, fear of any of those things. Fear of the unknown. Fear of going into nothingness. Or also the fear of going out of existence will often keep a being earthbound. Again, it is like a gravitational, magnetic force that holds them here. And yes, at any time, they can let go of that. But so often they're not aware that they even have the ability to do that. So they wander the earth, sometimes for just a few months, sometimes for many, many years, and sometimes for centuries or thousands of years. They tend to stay in the places that they were familiar with, their homes, their offices, their castles, their battlegrounds. They tend to just wander within that area. And even when some of the angelic beings who are trained to do this work try to connect with them, they simply don't see them because they are in this in-between zone. The ones who can really touch and affect them, the ones who can really get them beyond, through this doorway of death, into a more natural state of being, more natural than even being humans, are humans themselves. And this goes back to some of the origins of dreamwalking, the importance of humans to guide the lost, to guide the earthbound into the other realms. And here we are, a group of over 1,000 humans and another 1,000 angels on this day of Halloween, the Hallow Day, where we are going to go into this no man's, no woman's zone and realm. Let's take a deep breath, my dear friends, because you're doing service. You're doing service to those who are stuck, who are lost, who are traumatized and tormented, who literally have to go after fear of humans who are still living, who have to haunt houses, buildings, graveyards. Here we have a group of humans from all around the world. And I have to say, this is one of the largest groups of humans to assemble in modern times. Not only one of the largest groups, but also one of the most balanced groups, and one of the groups that represents cultures from all around the world, that represents true service. Here we have a group who's going to do a dream walk for those who are earthbound. We will go out, and I'll explain in a moment, we will go out into these zero realms, the in-between realms, and then from there we will go through the doorway of death into the near-earth realms. And the near-earth realms are where many humans go when they die. The near-earth realms are the ones where the beings that are there are still connected with Earth. They're dead, they've gone through the doorway of death, but now they have gone into their belief systems. So what they believe is now what they are experiencing. This can go on for simply a matter of days, or months, or years, or centuries. If, for instance, they believe when they die that they have to wait for the judgment day from Jesus, that is where they will go. They will lay waiting for judgment, for Jesus. And I have to say that there are millions of them waiting, just waiting. And even if Yeshua himself came to them and said, it is time to rise, it is time to get back to living, they probably wouldn't believe it or trust it. Because, see, the Jesus that they would encounter, the true Jesus, Yeshua on the other side, is filled with love and not with judgment, is filled with forgiveness and not with penance and suffering. So they probably wouldn't even believe it. So they lay there, out in the near-earth realms. So no matter what one believes or what one might be addicted to or drawn to, this is where they go in the near-earth realms. And yes, there are angelic beings stationed there, angelic beings who can now help them in those realms. But oftentimes, depending on where somebody is in the near-earth realms, they don't even see these angels. There are those who call out for help, who say, I'm ready to move on, and then an angelic being who is trained in the death transition process will be there to serve them and to guide them. These near-earth realms have gotten very congested. So many humans dying now simply don't move beyond there before their next incarnation. They stay there. And it used to be that these near-earth realms were rather fluid and moving and a place of transition and a place of releasing. But now, just like a busy city, they have gotten congested. There's an energy pollution there. There's a certain level of stagnance there where things don't move. But by having trained dreamwalkers who know how to traverse through the realms, it is helping to free up some of this congestion in the near-earth realms. Beyond the near-earth realms are what we call the crystalline realms. These are free of the human mind and the human energetic connection. You could say that in these crystalline realms are where the true birthing of all creation takes place. They're vast. They're not out there at the edge of the universe. They're right here. You're literally in a crystalline realm right now. but you're not aware of it because you're so focused on this human 3D realm. And beyond the crystalline realms, it's what we call the Bridge of Flowers. Beyond the Bridge of Flowers, after crossing over to it, this is where the angelic families reside, and this is where the one who has been traveling in human form will go to in one of the highest levels of consciousness, to return back to their angelic family. And they return back there to release the energies that got stuck when they were in their human lifetime, to release the belief systems that have gotten thick and dense, to come back to their natural being. Basically, you could say it is a health spa or resort where you can return to in between lifetimes, where you were attended to by your spiritual family, where you remember who you truly are, where you prepare for next lifetime in balance, in understanding, and in wisdom. So these are the various realms, my dear friends, and there is yet one other, but it's its own realm, and you don't need to go through the near-earth realms or the crystalline or over to the angelic families. When you go into your own enlightenment, your own sovereignty, what we call the third circle, you bypass all of those other steps. You go instantly into your own ascension, your sovereignty, your enlightenment. And the amazing thing is that you don't have to leave the physical body anymore to do it. You don't have to die. You don't have to transition out of this realm. You can actually go into enlightenment while you're still embodied. But that's a whole other course. So with that, let's take a deep breath. Have a drink of water, if there's water beside you, as we now get ready for our dream walk. Take a good deep breath. And as we do so, feel the angelic being who is beside you today. Take a deep breath. And let us bring our energies together now as a group in service. A group from all over the world, a group of those who are awakening to themselves. A group like each one of you, a group that is made up of those who are learning to love themselves and therefore share their love with others. A group like you who is here in compassion and service. Because as we go out into the realms today, we're not going to try to force change on anyone or anything. We're simply going to be there in our radiance, in our light, setting up new potentials and new probabilities for those who come our way. Through the deep breath, let us gather our energies together. We are many, but we become a single resonance in this group. We are many, represented by humans and angelic beings, but now we bring our energies together to form a radiance, a light, a resonance. Take a deep breath and feel into this group from all around the world, from the angelic realms. Feel into this day of the hollow, this day of the transition through that doorway of death, which certainly leads to the doorway of life. Take a deep breath as you feel into our group. We come together with the mutual resonance of service. And in doing so, you'll have an experience for yourself, but you'll be doing the service for others as well. Take a deep breath now, a deep breath as we bring our light together. As we bring our light together in this group on this day, take a deep breath into your body of consciousness. As we bring our light together, angels and humans in service. And let us begin our dream walk. Let us begin in silence now. No chattering, no talking. You don't need to talk to the angelic beings. I ask you to simply focus right now, Focus your radiance, your body of consciousness, together with all the others who have joined us here. We are here in the human realm, in the 3D realm. And now as we breathe together, we can begin our walk, which means expanding our consciousness now out into the zone where those who are earthbound exist. It is just beyond what you know as your human physical realm, yet very connected with it. Take a deep breath as we transition, as we move our energies into this earthbound zone. Take a deep breath. Now you're going to notice and feel things out here, and remember, they're not yours. You are feeling things coming from the ones who are earthbound. Take a deep breath and let your radiance shine. In this group, there's total safety. As we do this dream walk together, there's total safety. Take a deep breath now as we enter into the earthbound zones. Do the earthbound know that it is Halloween? They can feel it, yes. Come out with me now, with all the group, into the earthbound zones. For out here are those who wander the earth, who are lost, who are angry, who are stuck, who don't know how to get back into the physical body, nor do they know how to or choose to go through the doorway of death. And out here we simply shine our light. In silence, we shine our light. Yes, I know you can feel the energies of the group, our group. But now let your light shine. It's not about forcing anything. You're not forcing thoughts or beliefs. You're simply opening yourself without fear, without agenda. Letting yourself come forth. We're not trying to save anybody out here. No, that doesn't work so well. But perhaps if they feel your resonance, your love, that would change the dynamics of the energy around them, would change the potentials around them. It would give them hope. It would show them direction. And it would show them life. Because out here, they're lifeless. And when they go through the doorway of death, they feel life again. But out here, they are lifeless. Now, as you shine your light in compassion, you're not trying to drag them to our group here, please. We are simply here as a radiance. And in doing so, we affect the energy dynamics of this earthbound zone. See, please, don't try to talk them into anything. Can you be in stillness and in silence and simply shine your light? Now you may begin observing things here. A variety of different reactions. You may feel a cold feeling. You may feel some of their trauma or their anguish. Just be in silence for a moment. Opening yourself, your heart, your spirit. There are very few visitors in this realm because very few want to go here. There are very few that come into this place because it can be treacherous, haunting, terrifying to come out here alone. But in our group, there's such a dynamic of love and service shine your light. As a group, all of us, let's take a deep breath together from all around the world into this earthbound realm. Notice what's happening. You don't have to see it with your eyes, just feel it. Some are attracted to us. Some are trying to make out faces, identities. But it's difficult for them to do that because we come out here as a group. Some of them come out mesmerized by our light, but still in hiding. Others run. They run from this light. It's their own fear. They're running from their own light. They're running, trying to find darkness, but here in this earthbound realm, there's not even darkness. Many of them have been out here trying to find death, as in extinction, non-existence, because they can't bear another moment out here. They want to be completely extinct, but they find themselves existing out here, existing in nothingness. Let's take a deep breath. Just be aware in silence here. Yes, you're going to feel the tears. You're going to hear the crying out. Yes, there are even lost babies out here. Yes, there are. You're going to feel the anger. And I know many of you right now are feeling the emptiness. So empty that there's not even darkness. Take a deep breath. Let's keep our light shining as a group. Let's bring it to another level. A pure light. The light of compassion. The light of the way. Here we are on Halloween, the ancient doorway of death, a time of transition out here in the earthbound realms. As you can probably feel, there are some who have been out here for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. As you can probably feel, there are some who are trying to bring fear, because this is how they exist. This is their food. It is emotion. It is fear. So they're trying to bring fear. Feel into it. It's not yours, so you're not going to take it back with you. Feel into it. I know you can feel a lot of crying out here. Please don't mistake it for your own, please. It's not. That's one of the tricks, to make you think that it's yours. It's not. You're not going to encounter yourself out here. If you've had that feeling, it's just the trickery of this realm. Because they exist out here. They know how to bring out emotions and fear in humans. But it's not yours. They're not your tears. These are not your aspects out here. We're in a group of 1,000 and more. Keep breathing. We're shining our light all through this realm. It's not a horizontal realm or vertical. It goes in all directions. We literally don't need to move out here, because these realms move through. They move. And as we're out here in the earthbound realms, for the ones who are lost, stuck out here, we shine our light on this day of celebration, of transition. Keep breathing. Some of you getting far into your mind out here. Keep breathing, feeling into your heart, into your love, into your service. Let's not go into our minds out here. Shine our light in its purity, in its compassion. Compassion. That means acceptance. That means without agenda. Compassion, the forgiveness, the release. You see, these realms, these near-earthbound realms, have not had this sensation of light like this in a long time. See how easy it is? We come out here together as a group, accompanied by the angels, but it's you, the humans, that are really doing the work. It's you, the humans, that can send a type of resonance through all these earthbound realms, creating potentials, helping to guide those who are now ready to leave these realms, to leave them behind. The ones who will be done being earthbound, who will finally choose to go through the doorway into the beyond. The energies out here are very tricky. In a group like this, they're not going to affect you. They're very tricky. The energies here are that of torment, anguish, emptiness, coldness, crying, lost. Anger, of course. Anger. So much anger out here. It's interesting that in this earthbound realm, you're not going to see the type of landscapes or scenery. You're not going to perceive any of those type of visuals that you will in the near-earth realms that lie beyond the doorway of death. Because here, it is difficult for these earthbound beings to create any reality at all. They don't create reality. They're so stuck to earth, to their anger, or their fear, that they create nothing out here. That's why some of you feel this vast emptiness. You find yourself racing into your mind, away from your heart, because that's what happens out here. There's no creativity here. If there's anything at all, it would be mental energy, but the emotional mental. That's why you don't see fluffy clouds and angelic beings and beautiful scenery. That is so often created when ones get to the near-earth realms. In this realm here, earthbound realm, it's emptiness, colorless. The only life that is generally found out here is fear. But now we bring our light to these realms. On this day of Halloween, also known by some as All Saints' Day, Hallow Eve, let's just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath here. Just relax for a moment. All of us from all around the world coming out here in service. And it's very real. Very, very real. No, it's not just your mind making it up. What we are experiencing is real. Some of you are wondering if there are some of the victims from the recent superstorm Sandy. There are a few that are here right now, but they haven't had the full chance yet to transition. But maybe by feeling your resonance out here. I'm not going to call it love, because we're just going to call it a resonance and a light out here. Let's not try to sprinkle love dust all around. We're here in our truth, in our light. These realms have not seen this level of light, resonance, truth. What we are really doing is bringing life out here. We're bringing life out here. These realms have not seen this in forever. Once in a while, yes, there are small groups that come out here, but not groups this size, not the groups from all parts of the world, not groups that come out here in compassion, because often there are missionary-type groups that come here, trying to enforce their agenda, their beliefs, their God, trying to heal out here. And you realize you don't come out here to heal anything. You don't try to force anything, because that is not compassion. So we come out here in compassion, simply to say, simply to show that there is a way. There's a way home. There is a way of life, even after life on earth. So take a deep breath. Here in these earthbound realms, there are many, many of the earthbound entities who have gathered around now, watching, crouching low, ready to flee at any moment. Once in a while, poking and prodding us to see if we're going to react, but we're not. There are many, many who are angry with us right now because we represent something that has traumatized them. We represent humans, humanity. Some of them were wounded by love, and we come out here and it makes their anger grow. But maybe with that energy movement, they'll come to realize it's time to go beyond their anger. And as you can imagine, there are earthbound beings right now gathered around watching us. Oh, they're hiding behind anything they can, watching us. And there are some who are saying that we come from the darkness, that we are the devil, obviously. They have to say something. But we come out here in our light, in our truth, in compassion, not trying to force anything. Simply shining our life, our life. There are those who are crying so much right now because they can feel something, a remembrance. They've been lost for a long time. They forgot what life was. They forgot why they're even here. And now they can sense something. It's like they see a shadowy light. They feel something, a reminder of some of the good times they had on earth. Some of the loving and sensitive times that they had in their life before they came here. And now they're crying, the sadness, the release. It is a release. The tears are flowing. And no, it's not up to you to go try to comfort them. Don't try to put your arms around them. We're here as a group in compassion, creating, showing new potentials, showing them that life can go on, even past the doorway of death. There are those who are totally bewildered. They don't know what to think or to feel, but they sense something. They sense a movement that they have never sensed since they've been out here in these earthbound realms. They feel something shifting and changing, almost like a storm coming in, a storm that will clear, others that are blinded by the light, others that do not want to behold the light because they don't want to see it in themselves, and so they don't want to see it in anything else. But out here, as we are compassionately showing our life, they are blinded by that light, and they're trying to close their eyes. You see, they still believe they have human eyes. They're trying to put their hands over their eyes, but the light keeps shining. We're not inflicting it on them. They can move away from this light that we are radiating. But in a funny way, they're choosing not to. It's something new to them. Perhaps just a bit of hope. Or that's what we bring out here to these earthbound realms. Hope, potentials, life. Let's take a deep breath. Take a deep breath into yourself. Take a deep breath into this group. Take a deep breath as we continue to shine our light and to radiate our life out here in these earthbound nothing realms. How many beings are gathered around us, you might ask? Right now, over 22,000. That's a small percentage, the number of earthbound beings. But 22,000, a lot. A lot who are drawn to this light. A lot who know perhaps it's time. The numbers will grow, but it doesn't matter how many, even if it was only one. As we come out into these earthbound realms on this day and night of Halloween to proclaim life, here we have a group of well over 1,000 masters, human masters, who come out here, accompanied by angelic beings, simply to show our life, our radiance, our presence. Feel now. Observe how they watch, how they react to us. Observe. And remember, if you're feeling fear, or you're going very mental, this is not yours. You're just feeling into them. You're very sensitive. You're just feeling into them. It's not yours. You don't own it, so you're not going to take it with you. Let's take another good deep breath. Let's expand our light, our radiance, through all of these earthbound realms. They cover the earth. They're all over. They're filled with beings who can't come back into this world that you live in, yet who cannot go through this doorway of death. The land of nothing. Land of haunting. A land where there is not even darkness nor death. There is nothing. Now, let's take a deep breath. Again, total compassion, please. You're not trying to save them. That doesn't work. We're here for compassion. You see, right now, as you are opening yourself into these realms, letting your radiance shine, it is changing the dynamic of energy out here. It is changing the potentials. It is offering hope for those who were lost. Let's take a deep breath now. We're going to slowly open this doorway of death, leading to the near-earth realms, leading out of this earthbound realm. We're going to slowly open it, and together, slowly, slowly, as we breathe, we're going to ourselves walk through this doorway. You're not going to die, not at all. But it's the doorway, the portal that leads into the near-earth realms. We're accompanied by the angelic beings. We're here as a group. And as we walk through this doorway, perhaps some of those who are lost in the earthbound realms will come with. Or at least they'll know where the doorway is. They'll at least know that there is a doorway. They'll at least know there is hope. Let's gently, slowly, as a group from all over the world now, let's move through this doorway. All together, slowly. I want to go slowly so we don't cause disruption in these energy fields. And there's no reason to go fast. It's not a distance that we're covering. It's simply dimensions and consciousness. Let's file silently now through this doorway. All of us humans, all of you humans, all of us angels, let's file, walk slowly through the doorway. I'll be in silence as we do this. And now we're coming into what I call the near-earth realms. These are where most humans go now after they leave their physical body. What we're doing is opening a doorway, showing the way to those who are stuck on the earthbound realms, the no man, no woman realms, the nothing realms, that there is a doorway, so they don't have to be earthbound. They don't have to be caught in this nothingness. And we come into the near-earth realms. Take a deep breath. This is where most go when they do make their transition. And out here is like a vast, vast, vast dimension or field where anything that wants to be imagined can be. When a person dies, they come out here at first. And in the early stages, right after they die, they linger out here so that they can stay in contact with their families that they have left and their loved ones. They generally stay here through the time of their funeral. They so often want to be there at their own funeral. Out here, there are many angelic beings to guide during the transition, to guide those who then choose to go through the near-earth realms into the other. But oftentimes, after the funeral service, the departed human, now simply in their non-physical energy form, oftentimes they stay here to live out their beliefs, to stay connected to their families, to come to certain, you could say there's classes here, there's understandings. Sometimes they come out here just to rest and relax, particularly after a very challenging lifetime. They come out here and they imagine themselves in a beautiful flower-covered field on a sunny day, just relaxing and sleeping. And they'll do this until their soul feels rested. And then they'll continue their journey oftentimes through the crystalline realms onto the bridge of flowers. Many times they come out here and after the funeral simply live their beliefs. If they had very strong religious beliefs about God or hell, they'll come out here and basically live that out, experience it in a very, very real way. And sometimes they'll move on then to the crystalline realms and back to their true angelic families. If they had certain addictions, let's say to alcohol or drugs, they'll come out here into these near-earth realms where other addicts gather together, and they'll feel at home there in a strange way. Oftentimes they'll stay in these realms of addiction, in these realms of desire, until they're ready to move on. oftentimes, yes, they do go straight back in for another incarnation, back into the physical body. Oftentimes, or sometimes they'll move on to the higher realms. But out here, if one had really had a desire to be a musician or an artist in their last lifetime, they'll come out here to play with it and experience it. For here in the near-earth realms, these are can be very creative, unlike the earthbound realms that have no creativity. Out here in the near-earth realms, you can experience anything that you want. And so, my dear friends, we are here in the near-earth realms now. And I ask you just to feel into it for a moment. You're going to feel something personal for you out here. Even though we're in a large group, feel into it for a moment. Allow yourself to feel and imagine. Let's take a deep breath. A deep breath. Now, we have come through this realm of the earthbound, where those who do what you call your hauntings or your poltergeist or any of these other words, these demonic possessions or any of that type of haunting, that's where they linger in the earthbound realms. We're now in the near-earth realms, and that door is open. That door, so those who are earthbound can now continue moving through it, is open. We're not going to force them to walk through it. But the minute they do, one of the angelic beings who is trained in death transitions will be there to greet them, will be there to comfort them. It's not your job now. It's up to the angelic beings who exist in these realms. Your job, your service, is back in your human form. Back on earth as an enlightened, aware human, as a human filled with life, filled with your own light and your own resonance. So let's slowly make our way back. You make your way back to yourself, to you, after this journey into the earthbound realms and the near-earth realms. Now, make your way back to you, to yourself. You do that by taking a deep breath and by consciously choosing life, by consciously choosing to be in life. You're the creator, my dear friend, of your life. You're one who can expand into the other realms. You're the one who is a dream walker. Now come back into your life, filled with your life and your radiance, with your warmth and compassion. Take a moment to take that same light and that same radiance of compassion that you had on the earthbound realms now for you, for your life, for yourself. Take a deep breath back into you. A compassion for you to illuminate your own higher potentials in your own life, to be your own dream walker. Take a deep breath back into your physical body, to bring back hope for yourself, to bring back new energy, to bring back new understanding for yourself. That same light that you radiated in the earthbound realms, bring back for yourself, to you, because there are parts of you that wander, not in these earthbound realms, but there are parts of you that wander, parts of you that feel lost or tormented or angry or fearful. Would you bring that same light back for yourself? It's the same light. It's the exact same light. And it comes from service. It comes from compassion, acceptance. Bring it back to you. Yes, that same glorious radiance that you had on the earthbound realms. Bring it back into your life. Take a deep breath. masters. Masters from all around the world who gathered on this day, this historic day, to bring light into the earthbound realms, and to bring light, life, and hope back into your life. Take a deep breath, my dear friends. It has been an honor for I, Adamus, to be here with you on this walk today. Take a deep breath. Remember the I am that I am, because you are. With that, I am Adamus, in service to each and every one of you masters. Thank you, and happy Halloween.
And so it is. We invite you to please stay with the breath, to continue to breathe deeply, breathing in the light, breathing in the life to you, breathing deeply and consciously, breathing in the hope that Adamus offers, breathing in hope for you. Breathe and feel the energies fill your body. Breathe and allow this experience to integrate with you. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Breathe and choose life. Breathe all that you are into this now moment, into the blessing of this life. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe in celebration of all that you are. Breathe. Breathe. Stay with the conscious breath. Drink some water and allow that to flow through you. Stay with the breath and be sure that you're fully grounded before you make any choices to move or to do something active. So just stay with the conscious breath and really make sure that you feel all that you are now in your body, that you can feel the energies and move your fingers and your toes and be truly fully grounded before you become active in any activity.